Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, exposing the absolute insanity of the left on a daily basis. Well, of course, with that being said, you basically know the topic of this video. When we're talking about the insanity of the left, you can't have that conversation without talking about the #1 diagnosis of the Blue Ain't on Twitter crew. You know, it's absolutely fascinating to me how you have people who are so clearly Trump deranged, people who are so clearly emotionally wrapped up in this stuff, you know, like I always say, they kind of make it their whole persona, their whole personality, just becomes this sort of incessant pathological obsession with hating Trump and convincing the world of his evils. It's this weird sort of warped lens that people view the world through that honestly causes people to go kind of completely insane, to be honest with you. You know, Trump can say something that's totally benign, 100% accurate, and leftoids will tell you, I don't know if they're trying to convince themselves or convince you or if they actually believe this stuff, they'll try to tell you that that benign, non-controversial, undeniable fact that Donald Trump just said is somehow the ramblings of a crazy, deranged lunatic, either calling for violence or leading us into World War III, or in this case, calling for an attack on US soil. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. Let's delve into the mind of your average Trump derangement syndrome sufferer. We've got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks. So there's a video of Donald Trump that's currently bouncing around Twitter that for some reason is causing all kinds of controversy. I need somebody to explain this to me. Trump said this.
And there's a 100% chance that there will be a major terrorist attack in the United States, or many attacks maybe. And it's all because of what's happened over the last 3 years.
The exact quote, there's a 100% chance that there will be a major terrorist attack in the United States, or many attacks maybe. And the reactions here are just astonishing. Here's Jojo from Jurors who writes, would anybody be the least bit surprised if we found out that he was trying to coordinate one as we speak? Did he just say, stand back and stand by? I can't read this and not think that he's asked someone to attack us. How sad is it? Spoiler alert, Trump is the terrorist. He is warning the FBI, Homeland Security, DOJ, and we the people ahead of time that his base is and has already been given their marching orders. Believe him. Pay attention, people. Sounds like he's got a plan. And so you see the point that I'm getting at, right? It builds on to the topic that we were discussing with those clips from Dean Phillips and Jamie Dimon. This sort of leftist view of the Trump supporter. Like, I don't know if it's a sickness and these people are actually deranged and believe this kind of stuff, or if it's just kind of like politics as we know it these days. But this is completely batshit insane. This is wild. Donald Trump, who has a great track record on these kinds of issues, let's not forget he literally predicted 9/11.
BuzzFeed dug up an old quote from Donald Trump talking about a large-scale terror attack 19 months before 9/11. In his 2000 book, The America We Deserve, Trump wrote, I really am convinced we're in danger of the sort of terrorist attacks that will make the bombing of the 1993 Trade Center look like little kids playing with firecrackers. Trump also mentioned the mastermind of the attack, writing, quote, one day we're told that a shadowy figure with no fixed address named Osama bin Laden is public enemy #1, and U.S. jet fighters lay waste to his camp in Afghanistan. He escapes back under some rock, and a few news cycles later, it's on to a new enemy and a new crisis. Trump.
Wait.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on a second. Mm-hmm. Is this really Trump before 9/11? Have you read this?
It's 2000 in his book.
Are we making this? Somebody, did you make this up, Mika?
Nick.
I did.
Did you make this up?
Yeah,
Nick,
exactly.
tell us it's over, right? Because
Will
you're
you
wrong
stop?
about everything.
Mika, stop. God.
I don't think it's over.
What's that? What's the rage here? Will you stop
No,
picking
it's
on
cute.
him?
I think it's cute.
Well,
go for it.
No, really quickly, though. I mean, so Willie, that was
2000.
2000.
In a book he wrote in the year 2000. Yeah.
Well, it was published in 2000. He could have written in 1999 for all we know.
Exactly. He might have
But
been
he-
a bit more precious.
So he basically predicted the attacks from Osama bin Laden.
Is warning of the imminent threat of potential terrorist attacks, which makes sense considering how destabilizing the last couple of years have been under Joe Biden's horrible leadership when it comes to foreign policy. Then, of course, mix that with whatever's going on at the southern border, Donald Trump is making a decent point. I'd argue there's merit to his warning, but the leftist reaction is that Trump is threatening the United States with a terrorist attack, likely to be committed by these MAGA Republican chud voters. I mean, it's complete insanity. Just like the Nikki Haley clip that we covered the other day, where Trump said this.
And just a little note to Nikki. She's not going to win. She's not going to win. But if she did, She would be under investigation by those people in 15 minutes. And I could tell you 5 reasons why already. Not big reasons, a little stuff that she doesn't want to talk about, but she will be under investigation within minutes.
And it was perceived as Donald Trump threatening Nikki Haley with investigations if he was to become president, when obviously that wasn't even close to what he was implying. Obviously, he was referring to the potential of the deep state turning on Nikki Haley if she ever became the head of the Republican Party. Anybody with 2 working brain cells, anybody being at least a little bit intellectually honest, can gather that. But if you have severe stage 5 Trump derangement syndrome, anything Donald Trump says is a threat. It's a threat to democracy. It's a call to violence. I mean, for Pete's sakes. Donald Trump said this back on January 6, 2021.
I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard.
And the left perceived that as a call to violence and are attempting to disqualify Donald Trump from being president again because he engaged in, quote, insurrection and riled up a mob to violence. You know, I think the disconnect between what Trump says and how the leftoids perceive him is the most powerful tool for red pilling that we possess. These people are insane. But now, just to put the cherry on top here, just to really cement the point that these far lefty loons are more focused on their Trump delusions than they are the reality. Trump says go up, they want to go down. Trump says oxygen is good, they stop breathing, you know, the trope. Donald Trump in this case warns of a potential imminent threat that the nation faces. They tell you no, never could be. The only threat is Donald Trump and his MAGA Republicans. Meanwhile, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 former top directors and intelligence people from the FBI just signed on to a letter sent to Congress titled, "The United States is facing a new and imminent danger. Dear Mr. Speaker, Senate Leader, and Chairman, as former senior executives of the FBI with deep experience combating dangers to the nation, we write to express our concern about a current specific threat that may be one of the most pernicious ever to menace the United States. It would be difficult to overstate the danger represented by the presence inside our borders of what is comparatively a multi-divisioned army of young single adult males from hostile nations and regions whose background, intent, and allegiance is completely unknown. They include individuals encountered by border officials and then possibly released into the country, along with a shockingly high estimate of, quote, gotaways, meaning those who have entered and evaded apprehension. Essentially, they're warning of the exact same thing, an imminent terror threat thanks to the border crisis, because who knows who's getting in. And this, of course, piles on to the viral video from last week of this man, when confronted by a journalist.
By the way, if you are smart enough, you will know who I am. But you are really not smart enough to know who I am. But soon you're gonna know who I am. Very easy.
Wow, very easy. The entitlement.
No, believe me, I'm much better than that.
The entitlement, guys. Wow.
We'll see soon.
Sounded an awful lot like a threat. Quote, you're gonna know who I am. Well, I don't think it's been officially confirmed at this point, so I'm not gonna go on the record stating I know the identity of this man, but supposedly he's a known terrorist who spent a significant amount of time behind bars for terror-related crimes. I don't know, seems kinda sketch to me. Maybe we should be talking about that, but of course the left doesn't want to have that conversation because it isn't politically expedient for them. No, they would rather continue on with this partisan nonsense, the fear-mongering about the evil orange man and his MAGA army. It's called Trump derangement syndrome, folks, and it is the real pandemic. Anyways, that's what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.